First Contact Deception. The Drachnid warship Eternal Eclipse materialized at the edge of the Sol system, its crystalline hull absorbing the distant sunlight. Admiral Vix stood at the command center, her iridescent scales reflecting the holographic displays surrounding her. This was supposed to be a routine conquest assessment. Find another developing world, add it to the Empire's expansion list, and move on. But something about this solar system felt different. Initial scans of the third planet complete. Admiral, announced First Observer Krull, his compound eyes processing multiple data streams simultaneously. Primitive electromagnetic emissions detected. They appear to be at early space exploration stage. No significant orbital infrastructure beyond basic satellites. Vix's facial tentacles curled thoughtfully as she studied Earth's blue sphere rotating in the main display. The humans had barely established a permanent presence on their moon. Their rockets still relied on chemical propulsion, and their primary form of global communication was a rudimentary digital network. By all appearances, they were ripe for conquest. Launch the deep scan probes, Vix ordered. Standard protocol dictated thorough analysis before any first contact. I want a complete technological assessment. As the probes streaked toward Earth, secondary observer Mira noticed something odd in the data stream. Admiral, there's an anomaly in their development pattern. Their technological progression. It's not following any known evolutionary model. Vix glided closer to Mira's station. Explain. Most species take millennia to progress from agricultural to industrial society. Humans did it in 2 centuries. They went from first powered flight to landing on their moon in just 66 years. Mira's tendrils twitched nervously. It's as if they're deliberately accelerating their evolution. Before Vix could respond, alarm signals flashed across the bridge. The deep scan probes had gone silent. All of them. Simultaneously. Impossible, Krull whispered. Those probes are designed to be undetectable by pre-FTL civilizations. Getting some strange readings from Earth's orbital space, Mira reported, her voice tense. Energy signatures that weren't there before. They're emerging from behind what appeared to be debris and defunct satellites. The holographic display updated, showing thousands of previously hidden platforms materializing in Earth orbit. What they had dismissed as space junk was transforming, revealing sophisticated weapon systems and defense platforms that rivaled or exceeded Drachnid technology. This can't be right, Vix muttered. Check for sensor malfunctions. Sensors confirmed functional, Admiral, Krull responded. We're receiving a transmission from Earth. Text only. 3 words appeared on the main screen. Choose your next move carefully. Vix felt her scales bristle. The humans hadn't just detected their presence, they had anticipated it. Those primitive broadcasts, the basic space program, the seemingly simple satellites, it had all been carefully crafted theater. Additional analysis. Admiral, Mira called out. The orbital platforms are utilizing technology that appears to be derived from multiple alien sources, including some we've never encountered before. The implications hit Vix like a gravitational wave. Earth wasn't an emerging civilization waiting to be conquered. It was a sophisticated society that had chosen to hide its true capabilities, waiting and watching. But why? And how many other alien species had made the same mistake they nearly made? New energy signature detected, Krull announced urgently. Something's emerging from Earth's moon. They watched in stunned silence as a massive structure rose from the lunar surface, its design unlike anything in the Drachnid database. It wasn't just a base, it was a shipyard. And it had been there all along, hidden beneath the very cratered surface they had dismissed as primitive and uninhabited. Send an urgent message to High Command, Vix ordered, her voice steady despite the growing realization of how badly they had misread the situation. Tell them we've encountered something unprecedented. A species that doesn't just adapt to challenges, they anticipate them. They don't just advance, they deliberately mask their progress. And they've been waiting for us. As her crew scrambled to compose the message, Vix couldn't shake the feeling that they had just stumbled upon something far more significant than a potential conquest. They had discovered a civilization that had turned deception into an art form, patience into a weapon, and apparent weakness into its greatest strength. The question wasn't whether Earth could be conquered. The question was, how many empires had already tried and failed, their technology now turned against future invaders by these masterful deceivers. "Your orders, Admiral," Kral asked quietly. Vix stared at Earth's deceptively peaceful image. "We open diplomatic channels," she decided. "But first, we acknowledge their warning. Send a response. Message received. We choose peace." After all, only fools would ignore a warning from a civilization that had clearly survived long enough to perfect the art of appearing harmless while being anything but. The hidden shield. Deep within the Lunar Command Center, General Sarah Chen watched the Drachnid warship hover uncertainly at the edge of the solar system. Holographic displays showed every detail of the alien vessel, analyzed and categorized by Earth's quantum AI networks. The chamber, carved into the moon's core centuries ago, hummed with activity as humanity's true defensive command center operated at full capacity. "They took the bait," Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez reported, his fingers dancing across neural interface controls. "Their scan patterns matched our predictions exactly. Threat Assessment Division was right. The Drachnids really do follow standard Imperial protocols." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had spent generations preparing for this moment, carefully crafting the illusion of a developing civilization, while building one of the most sophisticated defensive networks in known space. Every primitive satellite in Earth's orbit concealed layers of quantum technology. Every clumsy rocket launch masked the movement of advanced ships and materials. "Status of the Aegis grid?" she asked, referring to Earth's true defensive shield network. "Fully operational, General," responded Dr. Diana Patel, head of defensive systems. Her dark eyes reflected the shimmer of holographic data streams. "All 7 layers are synchronized. If they try anything aggressive, they'll find out exactly how much we've learned from our previous visitors." Sarah's mind drifted to those earlier encounters, the ones that had shaped humanity's current strategy. The Meridian Collective had been the first, arriving 3 centuries ago, with their plasma weapons and expectations of easy conquest. They'd found instead a humanity already prepared, thanks to generations of science fiction writers who had imagined every possible form of alien invasion. "New data coming in from Deep Space Array," Marcus announced. "They're transmitting to their high command. Quantum intercept is decoding now." The message appeared in the air before them, translated in real time. Sarah read the Drachnid Admiral's report with appreciation. They had figured it out faster than expected, realized that Earth's primitive appearance was a carefully constructed facade. "They're smarter than the hegemony was," Diana observed. "The hegemony didn't even notice our defensive grid until they tried to land their invasion force. Cost them half their fleet." Sarah nodded, remembering the historical footage. That battle had taught humanity valuable lessons about their own capabilities. Each attempted invasion had become a learning opportunity, a chance to study alien technology and improve upon it. The Drachnids' own scanning technology had just provided several interesting insights that the R&D division was already analyzing. "General," Marcus called out, his voice tense. "Multiple hyperspace signatures detected. More Drachnid ships arriving." The command center's main display shifted, showing 3 massive warships emerging alongside the first. Their arrival had been anticipated. Imperial powers rarely left important discoveries to a single vessel. "Interesting," Sarah mused. "They sent battleships. They're taking us seriously now." She straightened her uniform, a subtle blend of traditional military styling and advanced smart fabric. "Time to show them just enough to make them think twice. Diana, initiate Protocol Omega-7." Around Earth, thousands of hidden defense platforms shifted slightly, allowing their energy signatures to become just detectable enough to register on Drachnid sensors. Beneath the lunar surface, ancient fabrication facilities began powering up, their electromagnetic signatures carefully calibrated to be noticeable but not alarming. Message from the Drachnid flagship, Marcus reported. They're requesting diplomatic contact. A murmur of satisfaction rippled through the command center. This was the preferred outcome, the one they had spent centuries orchestrating. Every leaked signal, every seemingly primitive broadcast, every apparently clumsy attempt at space exploration had led to this moment. Response drafted and ready, General, Diana announced. Standard First Contact Protocol 7. Sarah reviewed the message, appreciating its careful balance of strength and openness. Humanity had learned that the best defense wasn't just superior technology. It was the careful application of knowledge, the strategic revelation of capability, and the implicit promise of consequences. Send it, she ordered, and notify the Council. Tell them Phase 1 is complete. The Drachnids have chosen dialogue over conquest. She paused, watching the alien ships on the main display. Also, inform Advanced Projects Division that we have some new Drachnid technology to study. Might as well learn something useful from this encounter. As the message transmitted, Sarah reflected on humanity's journey to this point. They had transformed their greatest fear, alien invasion, into their greatest strength. Every potential threat had become an opportunity to grow, to adapt, to improve. The galaxy's expansionist empires had never encountered a species quite like humanity, one that turned paranoia into preparation, that transformed defensive necessity into technological innovation. They're responding, Marcus announced. They're agreeing to our terms for initial diplomatic contact. Sarah nodded, satisfied. Another potential invasion had been converted into an opportunity for peaceful advancement. It was a strategy as old as humanity itself. Appear harmless until you must be harmful, but always be prepared for either outcome. Begin diplomatic protocols, she ordered, and keep the Aegis grid charged. After all, being prepared for peace doesn't mean we stop being prepared for war. The command center hummed with renewed activity as humanity prepared to reveal itself to yet another galactic power, not as the primitive civilization they had pretended to be, but as the sophisticated, cautious, and formidable species they had become. Legacy of the stars. Within Earth's most secure facility, deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. James Harper stood before the assembled Galactic Relations Council, presenting his analysis of the Drachnid encounter. The chamber, built from materials reverse-engineered from a dozen alien civilizations, displayed a perfect hologram of the visiting fleet above their heads. The Drachnids represent our most sophisticated first contact scenario to date, James explained, his dark skin illuminated by the shifting holographic lights. Unlike previous visitors, they detected our defensive capabilities before attempting any hostile action. This suggests their technological level is higher than we initially estimated. Ambassador Elena Rossi, her silver hair contrasting with her crisp black uniform, leaned forward. How does their technology compare to what we've encountered before? James gestured, and the hologram shifted to show detailed scans of the Drachnid vessels. Their base technology is approximately 30% more advanced than the Meridian Collective's was. However, he smiled slightly, still well behind what we've developed since our first encounters. The council chamber's walls displayed a timeline of humanity's technological evolution. Each attempted invasion appeared as a spike of advancement, showing how humanity had transformed potential defeat into technological revolution. Show them the Arcturus protocol data, suggested Dr. Yuki Tanaka, head of Xenotechnology Integration. The hologram shifted again, displaying the results of their latest defensive innovation, a system that combined technologies from 5 different alien civilizations into something entirely new. The Drachnids' scanning attempts gave us several new insights, James continued. Their quantum detection methods are novel. We've already incorporated aspects of their approach into our own systems. Dr. Tanaka's team estimates we can improve our cloaking efficiency by 20% using their principles. The council members nodded appreciatively. This had been humanity's greatest advantage, the ability to learn from every encounter, to take alien technology and not just understand it, but improve upon it. Where other species might copy, humans innovated. What about their social structure? Asked Dr. Mohammed Al-Rashid, chief of Psychology. Have we identified any psychological vulnerabilities? James brought up new data streams. The Drachnids operate on a strict hierarchical system, but with interesting variations. Their command structure shows more flexibility than the hegemonies. This suggests they might be more adaptable, more willing to consider peaceful alternatives when presented with sufficient deterrence. They're already requesting a formal diplomatic meeting, Elena added. Their messages showed genuine curiosity about how we achieved our level of advancement without detection. I believe we can use this curiosity to our advantage. The hologram shifted to show Earth's public face, the carefully maintained image of a young, developing civilization. Primitive satellites orbited alongside hidden quantum platforms. Old-style rocket launches masked the movement of advanced ships. It was humanity's greatest deception and its greatest defense. The question now, James continued, is how much we reveal. The Drachnids have already discovered more than any previous contact. Do we maintain partial deception, or do we show them the full extent of our capabilities? Dr. Tanaka stood, her expression thoughtful. Perhaps we should show them something specific, something that demonstrates not just our technological level, but our approach to advancement. She gestured, and the hologram displayed their latest achievement, a fusion of meridian energy systems, hegemony quantum fields, and human innovation. We could reveal the legacy project, she suggested. Show them how we've taken technologies that were meant to destroy us and transformed them into tools for exploration and growth. The council chamber fell silent as they considered the implications. The legacy project represented centuries of human ingenuity. Their ability to learn from every challenge, to transform every threat into an opportunity. There's another consideration, James added. Our long-range sensors have detected increased activity in Drachnid space. They're mobilizing resources, but not for war. Early analysis suggests they're preparing for significant diplomatic contact. They're taking us seriously as a potential ally rather than a conquest target. Elena smiled. Then perhaps it's time we showed them why cooperation with humanity is more beneficial than conflict. After all, we've spent centuries preparing not just for war, but for peace, on our terms. The council members exchanged glances. This was the moment they had worked toward for generations. The chance to emerge onto the galactic stage, not as victims or conquerors, but as equals who had earned their place among the stars. Very well, Elena announced. Prepare the legacy demonstration. Let's show the Drachnids why every civilization that has tried to conquer Earth has either become our ally or ceased to exist. Not because we destroyed them, but because we surpassed them. As the council dispersed, James studied the hologram of Earth's true defensive network, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. They had turned their solar system into an impregnable fortress, not through overwhelming force, but through patience, innovation, and the uniquely human ability to learn from every challenge they faced. The Admiral's Gambit. In the crystalline halls of the Drachnid High Command, Admiral Vix stood before the Imperial Council, her scales shifting colors with the gravity of her report. The chamber's ancient walls, etched with the history of 1,000 conquered worlds, had never witnessed a briefing quite like this. Earth is not what it appears to be, she began, her voice resonating through the chamber. What we thought was a primitive civilization is actually one of the most advanced species we've ever encountered. They've been hiding their true capabilities, waiting and watching. High Commander Zextar, his massive form dominating the council table, leaned forward. Explain how they managed to deceive our best detection systems. Vix gestured, and a hologram of Earth materialized in the chamber center. They've turned deception into an art form. Every primitive satellite conceals advanced technology. Their clumsy space program masks the movement of ships that rival our own. Even their public communications are an elaborate facade. Impossible, growled Counselor Nixus, her crystalline appendages clicking in agitation. No species could maintain such a deception for so long. Not only have they maintained it, Vix continued, but they've used it to study every civilization that's discovered them. Those orbital platforms we detected, they incorporate technology from at least 7 different species, all improved upon, all integrated in ways we've never seen. The hologram shifted, showing detailed scans of Earth's defensive systems. The council members fell silent as they processed the implications. These humans hadn't just survived first contact with multiple civilizations. They had emerged stronger each time. Our deep analysis suggests something even more remarkable, Vix added. They've been preparing for interstellar contact for centuries. Their entertainment media, which we dismissed as primitive fiction, contains thousands of scenarios for alien contact. They've been wargaming first contact since before they reached their moon. Supreme Strategist Krell, oldest among the council members, spoke for the first time. You believe they anticipated our arrival. Not just ours, Supreme Strategist. They anticipated everyone's arrival. They created a strategy that turned their greatest weakness, their apparent primitiveness, into their greatest strength. Every civilization that's discovered Earth has underestimated them. And each time, humans have gained more knowledge, more technology, more advantages. The chamber erupted in debate. Some counselors called for immediate military action, others for diplomatic isolation. Vix waited patiently until High Commander Zextar raised a hand for silence. What do you recommend, Admiral? Vix took a moment before responding. They've already proven they can detect and counter our most advanced technology. Our standard conquest protocols would be useless against them. But more importantly, they chose to warn us rather than strike first. They're offering us something no other civilization has given us. A choice. She manipulated the hologram, showing the message Earth had sent. Choose your next move carefully. This wasn't a threat, Vix explained. It was an invitation. They're giving us the opportunity to be wiser than those who came before us, to be allies rather than enemies. And if we choose conflict, Nixus demanded, then we face a civilization that has spent centuries preparing for exactly that scenario. One that has already defeated multiple alien invasions and grown stronger each time. But more importantly, we'd be missing an unprecedented opportunity. The hologram shifted again, showing analysis of human technological advancement. Their rate of innovation is unlike anything we've encountered. They don't just copy technology. They reimagine it, combine it in ways no one has considered. An alliance with Earth could advance our own civilization by centuries. Supreme Strategist Krell's ancient eyes studied the data carefully. You believe they would share their knowledge. They've already begun to, Vix replied. During our brief interaction, they allowed us to detect certain technologies, gave us just enough insight to understand the benefits of cooperation. It was masterfully done. They demonstrated strength while extending an olive branch. High Commander Zextar stood, his decision carrying the weight of Imperial authority. Tell me, Admiral, what do these humans value most? What drives them? Challenge, High Commander. They thrive on it. Every obstacle makes them stronger. Every problem becomes an opportunity for advancement. They don't fear the unknown. They embrace it. And right now, they're offering us the chance to explore it with them. The chamber fell silent as the council contemplated the choice before them. Centuries of imperial expansion had taught them to crush resistance, to dominate lesser civilizations. But Earth offered something different, a chance to evolve beyond conquest. Prepare a diplomatic delegation, Zextar finally ordered, but maintain our fleet at full readiness. If these humans are as clever as you suggest, they'll respect us more for being cautious. As the council dispersed, Vix studied Earth's image one last time. For the first time in her career, she felt something beyond the usual confidence of imperial power. genuine curiosity about what this unexpected civilization might teach them. Evolution's children. The United Earth Embassy materialized in lunar orbit, its crystalline and metal structure catching the sunlight in ways that made the watching Drachnid delegation pause in admiration. This was to be the site of humanity's first official diplomatic contact with the Galactic Empire, and they had chosen to make a statement. General Sarah Chen stood at the embassy's observation deck, watching the Drachnid diplomatic vessels approach. Behind her, Dr. James Harper made final adjustments to the Legacy Project demonstration that would change the course of galactic history. They'd brought their entire diplomatic fleet, James observed, his hands moving through holographic controls. All 12 ceremonial vessels, and 20 warships hiding at the edge of the system. Sarah added with a slight smile. They're learning caution. Good. The embassy's quantum fields hummed as they accommodated the approaching Drachnid ships. This structure, built from technology spanning 3 centuries of human innovation, represented everything humanity had become: adaptable, prepared, and far more sophisticated than they appeared. High Commander Zextar's delegation arrived with imperial ceremony, their crystalline forms catching the starlight as they entered the Grand Chamber. Admiral Vix accompanied them, her scales shifting colors in response to the embassy's subtle display of advanced technology. "Welcome to Sol Space," Sarah greeted them formally. "We are pleased you chose dialogue over conflict." Zextar's massive form inclined slightly. "Your warning was persuasive, though I must admit, we are curious how you achieved such advancement in secret. Perhaps." James stepped forward. "It would be better to show you." He activated the chamber's holographic systems, and the space between them filled with Earth's true history. "Humanity has always known we weren't alone," James explained as images flowed around them. "Long before we reached space, we imagined countless scenarios of alien contact. When the first visitors arrived, we were ready, not with superior technology, but with superior adaptation." The hologram showed the first contact with the Meridian Collective, how humanity had turned their invasion into an opportunity for learning. Each subsequent encounter appeared: the hegemony, the swarm, the nexus, and with each one, humanity's technological leaps became apparent. "We learned early that direct confrontation wasn't always the best defense," Sarah continued. "So we created a strategy of calculated revelation. We showed potential invaders exactly what we wanted them to see: a primitive civilization not worth conquering, or one too well defended to attack easily." Zextar's crystalline appendages shifted in what might have been appreciation. "And now you reveal your true nature to us. Why?" "Because you proved yourselves different," James replied. "You saw our warning for what it was: an opportunity. Now let us show you something no other civilization has seen." The chamber transformed as the Legacy Project activated. Around them, technologies from a dozen civilizations merged and evolved, creating something entirely new. Quantum fields intersected with dark energy matrices, creating possibilities that neither humans nor Drachnids had imagined alone. "This is what humanity offers," Sarah explained. "Not just technology, but innovation. We don't just adapt, we transform. Every challenge makes us stronger, every encounter teaches us something new. And now we're offering to share that journey." Admiral Vix moved closer to the display, her scientific training evident in her intense observation. "You're proposing more than an alliance." "We're proposing evolution," James confirmed. "Humanity has spent centuries learning how to turn potential enemies into partners. We don't want to fight the Drachnid Empire. We want to help it grow beyond the need for conquest." The chamber fell silent as the implications settled. Here was something unprecedented in galactic history, a civilization that had turned discretion and adaptation into an art form, offering to share not just technology, but a new way of thinking. "Your species is unlike any we've encountered," Zextar finally said. "You hide your strength yet offer partnership. You prepare for war while crafting peace. You learn from everyone, yet remain uniquely yourselves. That's what makes us human." Sarah smiled. We never stop learning, never stop adapting, never stop imagining what might be possible. We've turned our greatest fears into our greatest strengths, and now we're ready to share those strengths with allies who understand their value. As the diplomatic proceedings continued, Earth's artificial ring of satellites continued their quiet watch, their seemingly primitive surfaces concealing technologies that evolved with each passing day. Humanity had emerged onto the galactic stage not as conquerors or victims, but as innovators, species that had learned to turn every challenge into an opportunity, every threat into a chance for growth. The age of hiding was over. The age of human innovation had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.